Hi, this is Mike from Leaderboard. I'm going to do a quick video about creating event panels on your homepage and then including in those panels links to things like sign up sheets, documents, and other pages in Leaderboard. This is something that I get asked a lot of questions about, so I thought I'd put a little demo together. So let's get started. Uh, as always, I'm going to use um, excuse me. I'm going to use my league as a demonstration platform for this. So basically, there's the main concept here is creating these what I've named as an event panel, as opposed to something like this, which is irregular tournaments um, for play. And so my league has got a new season set up for starting in April, as you can see here. But like most leagues at the moment, for example, we're in the midst of renewal season, so you can create panels on your homepage just to, for one thing, you can place them at the front uh, prominent position on the page, and then you can include useful information in here to link to other areas of leaderboard or to documents and sign up sheets, things like that. So I'll get into some excuse me. I'll get into some examples of those different ways to use these panels as we go through the video. So as you can see, I've already got this one set up for our renewals. So this really just shows the basic layout of the panel. It's really just a placeholder for some text. And as I said, you can put links and stuff in here as well as you want. So if we look at the settings for this event, clicking on the little cog there, you'll see this is somewhat similar to the tournaments, but just there's obviously just some basic settings here and the text that we want to display. So a little bit like the tournaments, you have a name, sort of a title for the event. You can do it optionally, put a subtext in here, the start and end dates, the course. Now, depending on what you're trying to do, you may or may not want to show these things. So that's why there's these little switches here so I can hide these dates or hide the course name. So and again, this depends on the context of what you're trying to do. So in this case, it's just a general information panel. So if we let's go back to the homepage. I want this thing to run basically for a few months. So I don't want to necessarily put a specific date on here. So let's say I want to show the dates, and let's show the course as well. So hit save. Come back here. So now you'll see the difference here. Now it's showing the course, which is not really relevant. If you're in a league which has more than one course, you may want to show the course name here, for example. So for my league, we just have one course. That's not relevant. And also, these dates are not really specific to the event itself. Something like membership renewals are just running over a period of weeks or months. Excuse me. So the date itself, this is not. Let's say you had a meeting or something for the membership on a specific date, then you would want to show that date here in the header. But in this case, it's not really relevant in that sense. So we're going to hide those two pieces of information by clicking on yes here. And then I'll come back to this in a second, but this is just the basic text that I want to show in the bottom section of the panel. So let's hit save again there. And then we'll go back. So we're back to what we had before now. So now the interesting thing, so this is an example of where I'm going to jump to another page in Leaderboard from this panel. So to do that, if I click on here, you'll see I'm going to jump across to my membership renewal page for us. That's starting tomorrow. So So the way you do that is so let's go to the page that we want to create a link to. In this case, renewal. I'm going to copy the address here just from the bar. So let's go back, and what I would do here is if I wanted to create a link to that, here is a link. Okay, and then I highlight the text that I want to make a link. I click on the little chain here, which is a icon for a link to another page. And this brings up a little pop-up, and in the pop-up, I'm going to put the address that I just copied, which was, in this case, my homepage /renew. And you'll also see here, this is the text that I want to display. So I could change this to, let's say, something to click, and then hit save. The other option here is you can either do this in a new window or in the current window. So in this case, I'm just going to leave current window. I'll hit save. So here's my new link. And again, I've just created this to go to the renewal page. So I'm going to hit save. Go back to home page. Now here's my new link, and if I click on this, it's going to go to the same place, obviously. So that was just for example. So that's what I have here. I've got this this same thing going to the new renewal page. So that's an example of a panel with a link. Let's just get rid of this, put it back to what it was. Remember to hit save after you've made any changes to text there. And okay, so that's back to normal. So when the membership start logging in for us tomorrow to start their renewals, they'll see this panel up in the, and even if you're on a mobile device, you'll see this will be the first thing to see on the page, which is why the dates, we've hidden the dates, but those dates are important to keep the panel in the right position at the front left, top left of the page. So I want to go through some more examples here. How do we get this panel in the first place? And then we'll do some other examples of how you might use these panels. So let's say I want to create a new one. I'm going to go to more tournaments. And then I'm going to click on, you'll see here's that membership renewal one here. I'm going to click on format and just click event. As simple as that. And then we're jumping into the same page that we had before. So let's say I'm going to do a link this time to a document. So let's just put a notional title in here, document test. Open and put a little subtext here because we didn't have that before. Open a document. And again, this is probably something that we don't want to show the dates for. Maybe it's something we want to, maybe have let's say you have a new rules document or some minutes or something like that you want people to look at. So let's change this to be open today until, let's say we'll keep it open for a month, end of February. I'll tell you what, I'm going to make this February the 1st so that it doesn't, it's going to come after my membership renewal panel that we created before. So, okay, so that's, we're going to hide the course, hide the dates. And then in here, let's say we've got here is a review of, I know I've got, for example, a renewal process document. So let's see, let's put that one in here. So renewal process, the renewal process. And we'll say, like before, we'll say click here to open. Okay, so I'm not going to put the link in because I've got to go and get that information first. But so here's the basic panel. I'll save that. And then we'll go back to the homepage. Now we'll see here's the membership renewal I had before. Here's the document one we just created and the subtext. Remember, I put a subtitle here which shows just underneath the header bar and then the text. So now I want to add a link here to a document in my library. So my assumption here is that you've already got a document added to the library. There's another video on the YouTube channel for managing documents, but let's just go to my library. Let's say we want to do the mail-in membership renewal here, or here's another one, match play guide, and it doesn't matter what we'll just pick anything. So you'll notice when I hover the mouse over the documents, the little pop-up here, there's a specific ID number attached to each document. So that's important. So you see this one's 552, this one's 965, 959, and so on. So this ID is important. There's a couple of ways you can create the links to these documents. The easiest way I find is just to say you can, if you right-click on your browser, there'll be some option here to copy the link address. So we'll just do that. Link copied. I'm on Chrome here just for reference. So now I've got a copy of this link. I'm going to go back to my home page. I'll go back to the settings. So just like before, I'm going to select the text I want to create for the document. Click on the link button. Paste in that document that I just see. And see here, this is a fixed string here. Homepage download, and then there's that ID number. So if you kind of remember this, you could just actually type in the homepage address with download / and then the ID number. But it's easy just to make a copy of the link. Click here to open, and this time I'm going to say open in a new window because for something like a document, I wanted to just open a new tab and show me the contents of the document. So let's hit save. And again, remember always, even though there's a save button, that's just for the link. You've got to remember to click on the save button here for the panel itself. Forgive my coughing. So let's go back. So here now we've got a link active, and when I click on this, it should open. Let's close that one. It should open a new tab with that document in it. Hopefully that'll work. There we go. And there's the PDF document, which is our league's match play guide. And you can see here, it's open the new tournament, so I can come back here and then carry on with other tasks. I can print this or download it, whatever. So let's close that. Okay, so so we've got one panel here, which is an example for jumping to a different area of Leaderboard. This one is for opening documents, and then the other one that's a common task is something like a sign-up sheet for a lunch, a club lunch or a meeting or a clinic or something like that you're doing that's not necessarily related to a tournament, but just a general sort of event for your membership to sign up for. So there's two components now. We're going to need a panel like this. So let's create that one again. We'll go through that process again. So we'll go to tournaments. We're going to create an event. And we're going to leave the course this time. Let's say we're going to do a clinic at the golf course, something like that. So we're going to do leave the course will show, but we're going to hide the dates. Yes, we're going to hide the dates because in this case we've got a clinic at some future date, but we want the panel to show up until that date. So let's say we've got a clinic on March 15th. Say we want this panel to show from let's say from it doesn't really matter what the start date is. We'll say from 2, just to keep the sequence the same as we had before, and we'll run this through to March 15th, which would be the day of the clinic, notional clinic that we're going to have. Okay, so let's say short game clinic. And here we can say at short game clinic on March 15th. And then we're going to, exactly the same format, we're going to say, click here to sign up. So again, you can kind of see where we're going to go with this. So we're just going to leave that for now. We're going to hide the dates because these dates are not relevant. The dates that are relevant here is the March 15th. So let's say we could make that bold just to stand out. And then we're going to add the link back here in a second. So let's just hit save there. Oh, I didn't put a title in, did I? No, I didn't put a title. So let's go back. Sorry, my mistake. So I'm going to put, let's say this is the first of a few clinics we're on. So let's say clinic 1. Let's say pre-season clinic. Hit save. Okay, that's better. All right, so now there's a membership renewal with a link, a document test with a document, and now we're going to create the actual sign-up sheet. So something like a sign-up sheet, you can use the T-sheet mechanism in Leaderboard to create like a sign-up sheet. So it's like a T-sheet, but it's not attached to a tournament or anything. It's just a freestanding T-sheet, which we can configure to look like just a regular sign-up sheet. So let's say, okay, to do that, we're going to need to create a T-sheet, sign-up sheet. So let's go to T times. I've got a test one in here, so let's create a new one. Now, your league may have some different options here. We're not going to, normally you would add this to a T-sheet to a tournament, but we're not going to do that in this case. It's just a standalone T-sheet. And you may have one or more configurations here. If you've only got one, this will not show. You can just click on create, but I'll do, let's do a special one here and say create. Okay, so now this is the main T-sheet creation page. So here we're going to do, we're going to change this to March 15th, remember. So that's the day of our clinic. And really, because it's not a tournament, it doesn't really matter, I guess, what this date is, but let's just be consistent. We'll say the clinic date is March 15th, 11 o'clock in the morning. We're going to open this sheet for sign up. That's good. That's today. So that's yesterday. So that's fine. So it's open. We'll close it. Let's say we're going to need to close it. I don't know, a week before, say on the 8th, 8 p.m. It doesn't really, whatever's appropriate. Then this you'll need to configure. So let's say we have a space for 40 people. So we're going to have 10 groups of 4. This is just how the T-sheet is configured. So 10 times 4 is 40. And then you'll see here we're not linking to a tournament, which is correct. And then just some of these settings here, just to make it, what we want to try and do in this case is there's a help button here just for all these different settings. Some of these are specific to tournaments. We don't need to worry about this. But we're going to say the ones that are important here are, we want to say that this is there's a special setting here called social, which means this is not a tournament tee sheet. This is more of a social event, and we're just going to have people sign up. So if you click on social is yes here, that will that's really all the only change you need to make, because this is going to really just sort of simplify what the members see when they're signing up. So in here we're going to put let's put our clinic 1 sign up, and that's it really. There's not much else that you need to put in here for the time being. All we're trying to do is create the sheet. So we can come back and tweak this if we need to. Let's say save. So here's our clinic. If I book on this is what the members will see when they. So you can see here, normally the tee sheet would have a time here and stuff like that. So it's just really just a very straightforward grid, a little bit like you'd have a sheet of paper on the wall for people to sign up. That's the idea. And then you click on here and make your booking. So let's leave this for now. I'm not going to put anything in here for a second, but cancel that. Now, so if we come back to manage, there's a special little assist here, because this tee sheet can be a little confusing. Sometimes admins will make the mistake that they'll create a link to this manage view, which is not correct, because this is something just for admins. What you want to do is create the link to this view. But if you look on the manage page on the action menu, there's a copy link entry here. So I'm going to copy that, which will just make sure that the link is created in the correct format. So now I've got a copy of my booking sheet page, and so I can come back over here, go to my event panel, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this little text here. Remember, so we can highlight the text that we want to display, click on the link button, paste in that text that I just copied. And in this case, we do want to go to the current window. So we'll hit save. And always remember to save again on the panel to get the right, you're saving the link first and then the second save to save the actual change. So here now we've got, again, there's our renewal link, document link, and now we've got this pre-season clinic at the Griff on March 15th. Click here to sign up. So if I click on this, it should jump back into the booking page like we saw before. And now here I can say, okay, my short game's terrible. I'd like to put in for this. Click book. And then again, this is just like a regular tee sheet that you would normally use, except it's, as I said, I just got the email confirming that. And there we are. So, and then you can, from a management point of view, you can use this exactly the same as a tee sheet. On tee times, you can see how many people have signed up so far. 1 out of 40, and so on. So that's it really. So sorry, I went a little bit longer than I intended here, but those are some typical examples of how to use the panels and how to create links within those panels to different things, pages, documents, or tee sheets or sign-up sheets. So I hope that's useful. If you have any questions, as always, please just get in touch and I can give you some more information if you get stuck. But otherwise, have a good evening, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.